Okay. Okay. So last session lo manamu we started discussing about the complete cycle, right? We just wanted to recap once. Okay, first 10 minutes manam oka cycle run chesi, then we'll start discussing about the next topic. Okay. So last time manam stuck ayyam manamu. So delivery create chestunnappudu, so we had an issue. I think that issue has been resolved now. We'll start we'll complete that complete cycle, OTC process, order to cash process, order to OTC cycle, you can say. Okay, once we complete that, then so we'll move to next topic. Okay, so in the sales cycle, when you're talking about the sales cycle, the first transaction what we need to create is inquiry, right? So we'll create the inquiry by using the transaction code VA11. So మనం చాలాసార్లు డిస్కస్ చేసాం. So again I'm repeating it again. So TG01 is my sales organization, T1, and so T1 is division. So I'm just creating inquiry by entering the customer PO number. It's a customer PO number only. So it's a customer PO date. You can enter any date, like we can. So it doesn't matter. Okay, so I'll enter the material which you have created before for 1 quantity, 5 quantity, how much quantity you wanted to enter. Just enter. Before saving any transaction, I told you to check the incompletion log. Okay, so price is not coming. Okay, I'll enter the price manually. You should not enter manually. Basically, it should come automatically, but maybe some condition records might have deleted. That's fine. As of now, like I'm just entering it manually. Okay, I'll enter 1,50,000, 5,50,000. Okay, so I told you to do the observation is like AFN is the item category, and schedule line category is 80. Just remember this. These are very important. Whenever I'm talking about the item category and schedule line category, we should remember this. Like there is a lot of importance we need to know about sales document types, item categories, and schedule line category. Okay, so once everything is fine, like I'll check the incompletion log again. It is recommended. Okay, I'm going to save my inquiry. So inquiry has been created. So next step is I'm going to create the quotation against this inquiry. I'll copy this inquiry by getting into change mode or display mode. I'll take this number. Okay, so the transaction code which we use to create the quotation is VA21. Okay, so the sales document type for quotation is QT. This is very, very important to remember. Create with reference. We can create standalone quotation also, but here in our case, I'm creating with reference. So enter the inquiry number. That means like I'm going to create the quotation with reference to inquiry. Click on copy button so that all the details from inquiry will be copied into the quotation. Okay, just enter like PO date and PO number. So free text, you can enter anything in PO number. Okay, so as I told you before, a quotation is a legal agreement. We should have some validity period for that. I'm just entering like 1 month of validity. You can enter like whatever the dates you want. There is no restrictions on that. It's completely based on company's requirement. Okay, I'm just giving 1 month. Okay. Okay, so observation I told you, right? So check the price. I'll enter manually for time being. And so check the item category AFN, and schedule line category is BN for quotation. Check the shipping point and planned is coming correctly or not. Okay, if everything is fine, then check the incompletion log. Go to edit and check the incompletion log. So my document is complete. So now I'm going to save the quotation. So we got the quotation number. I'll take the quotation number. Now I'm going to create the order. Okay, so we got the inquiry number, and that means like we have created the inquiry. With reference to inquiry, I have created the quotation. Now with reference to quotation, I'm going to create the order. Right, so I'll go to VA01 transaction code. Enter the order type. Sales document type which you use for order is OR. We can create order directly without reference to anything, but in our case, as of now, I'm creating with reference to quotation. Okay, so that like order will be created with reference to quotation. If all the details from quotation will be copied into the order. Enter PO number, PO date. Okay, so observation. The first observation what we need to see is like check the price coming correctly or not. Yes, price is coming. Okay, shipping point, my plant and shipping point, item category is TAN, and scheduling category will be CP. Okay, for inquiry, quotation, order, right? For these three, we have different sales document types, different item categories, different scheduling categories. Just remember these three. Okay, for inquiry, quotation, and order. So there will be different sales document types, item categories, and scheduling categories. So this, like, that is the next topic which we'll be discussing. What is the importance of sales document type? What is the importance of item category? What is the importance of scheduling category? So that is very important. Okay. So now I'm going to save the order. Before that, I'm checking the incompletion log. Everything is fine here. Then I'm going to save the order. Order has been created. Now I'm going to create the delivery VL01. Okay, so shipping point, my shipping point is TG01. So whatever is the shipping point is mentioned in the sales order, that has to be given here. We cannot give any shipping point. Okay, so sales order lo the shipping point undo, so that means we are going to deliver the material from that shipping point. Okay, oka plant lo manaki multiple shipping points untai. We cannot deliver the material from any shipping point. So whatever we have mentioned in the order, or whatever the shipping point is determined in the order level, so the same shipping point we need to give here, right? So then I'm entering the order number here. Okay, so then press enter. One second. Sorry, if you see here, I'm getting one warning message. What does that mean? Any one of you, can understand this error? This kind of, it's not error exactly, so it's a message. Okay, so by seeing this message, can any one of you, explain me what will be the issue here? I'm not able to create the delivery. I'm not able to get into delivery document creation screen. Just read this statement, what is the meaning of that? Okay, anyone of you tell me. Try to understand this message. Okay, it's a user explanatory, we can understand by seeing this message itself. This kind of message, we'll be getting in real time when you're working for the projects, right? So by seeing this message, we need to understand what will be the issue. So you can understand. So try to understand. It's not a very difficult thing. End message and take a message mention chesaranడి. Anyone of you? వినపడుతుంది కదండి నేను మాట్లాడేది? Sorry, able to hear me, right? Anyone of you? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So at least ఈ మెసేజ్ ఏంటండి ఒకసారి చెప్పండి ఎవరైనా సరే. ఈ మెసేజ్, what does that mean? It should be interactive and
Particular date వరకు we cannot.
So ఈ మెసేజ్ ఏంటండి ఒకసారి చదవండి ఒకసారి.
We don't have enough quantity to deliver up to the date.
Sorry, what is that message? First of all, read this message, then you'll understand that. ఇక్కడ మెసేజ్ ఏముందండి? ఇక్కడ కనపడుతుందా మెసేజ్?
No schedule lines due for delivery up to the selected date.
So what does that mean?
That means there is no due for the selected date what we
Exactly.
what
That means,
date we have given. Yeah.
Exactly. So that means for the selected date, okay, we will not be able to make the delivery. చూడండి. Okay, so 28th మనకు అంటే today's date. Today actually as per the factory calendar, right? So some companies they'll not be able to make the delivery on Saturday, Sunday. So that will be due for next delivery date. So if you want to know what exact date we can make the deliveries. Okay, so మనం ఏం చేయాలంటే అప్పుడు మీకు ఎగ్జాక్ట్ డేట్ కావాలి. లేదు మనం బ్లైండ్గా ఇవ్వాలనుకుంటే ఫ్యూచర్ డేట్ ఎప్పుడైనా ఇవ్వచ్చు, ఒక 3-4 days తర్వాత 5 days తర్వాత ఇవ్వచ్చు అనమాట. Okay, so we'll be able to make the delivery after certain date. Okay, if we want to know what exact date we can make the delivery, so go to order level. Okay, order lo మనకు కనబడుతుంది అన్నమాట. Okay, so the schedule lines కి వెళ్తే షెడ్యూల్ లైన్స్ ట్యాబ్ కి వెళ్తే ఇక్కడ మనకి డేట్ కనబడుతుంది అన్నమాట. సో on 1st of February we'll be able to make the delivery. అంటే సో ఒక్కోసారి ఏంటంటే ఆల్రెడీ ఆ పర్టికులర్ ఈ ఫస్ట్ కన్నా ముందు సో విల్ హ్యావ్ సమ్ అదర్ డెలివరీస్. ఓకే, మనం చాలా ఆర్డర్స్ క్రియేట్ చేసేంత వరకు సో అవి డ్యూ ఉన్నాయి ఇంకా. సో వన్స్ వి మేక్ ది డెలివరీ ఫర్ దోస్ ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ ఆర్డర్స్, దెన్ ఓన్లీ విల్ మేక్ ది డెలివరీ for the current order. Okay, sometimes based on the factory calendar also, Saturday, Sundays they'll not make the deliveries. So in that case also we'll get the next available delivery date. Okay, ఇక్కడ చూస్తే మనకు so confirmed, so confirmed quantity on like 1st of February, right? So it is confirmed quantity. If you see here in first schedule line, we'll get the confirmed quantity 0, but in this case we got the confirmed quantity 1 on 1st of February. So we can give the any delivery date after 1st. Okay, so let me go to VL01A to create the delivery. You can change the delivery date here. 1st of February, right? So here you can create the delivery now. Right? So ఒకవేళ మీకు ఆ డేట్ ఏది ఇవ్వాలో అర్థం కాకపోతే, so just go to change mode of sales order, double click on the material, go to schedule lines tab. There you can find the delivery date, exact delivery when we can make the delivery for this material. Okay, enter the storage location, from which storage location you are delivering this material. Enter the picked quantity. Before saving the delivery, I just wanted to check the stock. MMB is the transaction code where we can check the stock that we know already. Okay, so Safari is my material, plant is TG01, and store location TG01. I'm just checking the current stock which is available now. Okay, so 1475 is current stock is available. Okay, so then I'll save the delivery, as we already discussed that. So until unless we make the PZA, we complete the PZA process, stock will not get updated. Still stock is 1475. And delivery process will be completed only after doing the PZA. Okay, post goods issue. Until unless we don't do the post goods issue, system will not update the inventory. Okay, for that we need to do the post goods issue now. Go to change mode of delivery. So get into the delivery document. There is a post goods issue button here, PZA. In shortcut we'll call it as a PZA. Click on this. Now my stock will get updated. Okay, so now 1475. I'll refresh the page. Now it will become to 1474. Right? So PZA is the integration point. Okay, integration point with the SD and MM. Why SD module and MM module is how it is integrated here? Because delivery document I'm creating it in SD module. So deliveries belongs to SD module, sales and distribution. But inventory belongs to MM. Okay, materials management, procurement side, production, like so MM materials are getting updated, right? So it is integration point between SD and MM. Also with the FI, because so the moment once I complete the post goods issue button, immediately some of the GL accounts, some general ledger accounts, okay, some accounting documents will be generated. Okay, so where the accounting documents will be generated, it will be done in the FI side. So it is an integration point between SD, MM and FI. Okay, in interviews also, like they'll ask you, so in SD process, in the OTC process, what are the integration points? So this is one of the most important thing we need to discuss about the integration point. You can tell them blindly when you complete the PZA, so stock will get updated in MM and postings will happen in FI side. Okay, so that is the reason it is a main integration point between SD, MM and FICO, right? And so sometimes they'll ask you what are the GL accounts will get updated. Okay, what type of GL accounts will get updated? What are the name of the GL accounts? What are the general ledger accounts? What are the accounting documents? They'll ask you specific names about the accounting names also, accounting documents also. That is, you can tell them the main accounting documents what get generated here when you do the PGI is, I think we already discussed. Again, I'm telling you. So CGS, cost of goods sold account will be debited and inventory account will be created. So these two accounts will get updated. It's very, very important to remember. Okay, cost of goods sold account will be debited and inventory account will be created. Okay, just remember this accounting entry when you do the PGA. Okay, then so my PGA is completed, delivery process is completed. Now I'm going to create the billing document. So I'll go to VF01, enter the delivery number. So just press enter. Now we'll get into billing document. So I'm creating the billing document with reference to delivery. So it will be called as a delivery related billing. Okay. So there are some scenarios where we'll take the order number as a reference to create the billing document. That will be called as a order related billing. Okay. So I'm going to create the billing document for 5 lakhs rupees. Okay, so then save it. So now billing document has been created. Right. So accounting it is not posted into accounting. So again, it is the integration point between SD and FI. Because billing document is creating in SD module. So once we save it, it has to be updated in the accounting documents, or accounting documents need to be posted. Okay, so they'll ask you what accounting entries will get posted when you save the billing document. So the accounting entries here is when you save the billing document, customer account will be debited and revenue account will be created. So these accounting entries we need to remember. So this is SD, MM and FI. SD, MM and FI integration. So billing document is SD and FI integration. Okay, SD and FI integration. Just remember these 2 points. Okay, so with this, like we have completed the OTC process, like complete cycle we have completed here, like from inquiry to billing. If you want to see the complete flow, you can go to any change mode or any display mode of any document. It can be inquiry, it can be it can be a quotation, order, delivery, billing, any change mode or display mode of any transaction. Just go there, enter the number. There is a document flow button here. You can see the entire flow, inquiry to invoice generation. Account determination error because it is not posted into accounting, because for that we need to do some accounting configuration. So accounting configuration, we'll see that later. As of now, my intention is to save the billing document, not posting into accounting document. We'll post it later, not now. We have to discuss so many things before that. Okay, as of now, so my intention is to post or save the billing document, not posting into accounting documents. Right. So we have the inquiry, quotation, order, delivery, picking, PJ, invoice. Okay, from here you can go to any document, like select the quotation. I want to see the quotation details. Select the quotation, go to display document, it will take you to the quotation. Right. So this is the way document flow will work here. Right. So any questions here? With this, like we completed the OTC process. Like I mean, till this point, whatever we have discussed, like OTC process and all, we never do it as a consultant in production server, because it's a business work, right? So who will create the orders? We'll not, why we consultants will create the orders in the business, like in production? Nobody will create. Okay, it's a end user work. Okay, we are trying to understand the process, like how the complete process will work. So now we got an idea that, like, how the OTC process will work in SAP. Now we need to understand what will happen in background of each transaction that we are going to discuss. Before getting into that topic, so if you have any doubt, you can ask me in the OTC process. If any one of you getting any error while creating any master data or any transaction, like, you can ask me. No questions? Fine. Fine then. So why I'm telling is, like, again and again. So manaku master data, transaction data ardham kakunda manaku complete ga oka idea radanడి. Okay, first of all, like we need to understand how to create the master data. అంటే customer ఎలా క్రియేట్ చేయాలి, మెటీరియల్ ఎలా క్రియేట్ చేయాలి, స్టాక్ ఎలా మెయింటైన్ చేయాలి. సో ఇనిషియల్ గా మనకు ఎర్రర్స్ వస్తాయి. అంటే కాన్ఫిగర్ ఫస్ట్ టైం మనం క్రియేట్ చేసినప్పుడు కొన్ని ఎర్రర్స్ వస్తాయి. మనం రిజాల్వ్ చేస్తే డెఫినెట్ గా, సో మనం కంప్లీట్ సైకిల్ కంప్లీట్ చేసాం అనుకోండి, ఒక ఎంటైర్ సైకిల్ ఎంక్వైరీ టు బిల్లింగ్ చేస్తే మీకు ఒక ఐడియా వస్తుంది. దట్ ఈస్ రీజన్ ఐఎమ్ టెలింగ్ దట్. దట్స్ ఫైన్. Now moving on to next topic, which is very, very important. Actual consultant work will start from here. As a consultant, we need to concentrate more on this. Okay, the next topic which we'll be discussing here is, I think, part అంటే అంత ముందు హాలిడేస్ కన్నా ముందు కొంచెం డిస్కస్ చేస్తాం అనుకుంటాను, బట్ స్టిల్ I want to discuss again sales document structure. Okay, sales document structures. Okay, so whenever we create these transactions, whenever we create an inquiry, whenever we create any kind of transaction I'm talking about, it can be inquiry, it can be quotation, it can be order, it can be delivery, it can be billing document. Any kind of transaction, whenever we save certain transactions, each transaction will be saved as a document. So that is the reason I'm calling as a sales documents, delivery document. Okay, so then we have billing documents. Right. First, we are discussing about the structures of the sales documents. So as of now, what are the sales document types we discussed, or sales documents we discussed? Inquiry, quotation, order. So we'll be discussing many sales documents in future. Okay, after this topic, right? So we'll be discussing many other sales documents also. Okay, so each transaction will be saved as a document. So we have sales documents, we have delivery documents, which is LF, and we have billing document, which is called as a F2. So this is also we discussed before. Okay, first we'll concentrate on sales documents. Okay, sales documents. So after that, later we'll discuss about the delivery documents also, billing documents also. But basis sales document. When I take any sales document, it has some structure. Okay, when I'm talking about the sales document, it has some structure. Okay, so let me put it in box. Okay, if we consider this box as a sales document, okay, let's say we'll enter the customer number. Any sales document, and it can be inquiry, it can be quotation, it can be order, right? So we'll enter the customer number, that is sold to party number. We'll enter the PO number. We'll enter the PO date, right? So we'll enter this first of all. Then we'll enter the materials, quantity. So automatically plant will come, shipping point will come. Okay, then we'll get the price also. Price will come. Like we'll get the different details like automatically, right? So here each sales document, okay, whenever entering, we'll be entering like different kind of data while getting our system determines automatically certain data also. Okay, so some data we cannot enter manually, but it will determine automatically. So whatever the data which you are entering in sales document or which is determining, okay, so each field will be having its own importance. To understand each and every field, like in SAP, we have divided each sales document into 3 levels. Okay, first one is header data. Okay, header data. Then we have item data. Then we'll have schedule line data. Schedule line data. Schedule line data. Okay, each sales document structure has been divided into 3 parts. First one is header data, item data, and schedule line data. Okay, so మనం ఏదైనా సరే ఎగ్జామ్ పేపర్ తీసుకోండి. ఓకే, ఎగ్జామ్ పేపర్ తీసుకుంటే ఎలా ఉంటుంది? సో మనకు హెడ్డింగ్ ఉంటుంది. ఫస్ట్ హెడ్డింగ్ రాస్తాం. మనం ఇండియాలో ఎగ్జామ్ రాసినప్పుడు ఎలా ఉంటుంది? ఇక్కడ నేము, లైక్ క్లాస్, తర్వాత మనకు రోల్ నంబర్, అవన్నీ డీటెయిల్స్ హెడర్ లో ఎంటర్ చేస్తాం. సేమ్ వే the details, okay, the data which are entering at header level, okay, that means the data which is applicable for entire document will be called as a sales document header data. For example, the best example what I can say here is customer. Okay, PO number, PO date, the data which is applicable for entire document will be called as a header data. Here we can have 100 of materials, like we can enter 100 materials at a time. For all the 100 materials, there will be single customer. PO number will be the same. PO date will be the same. We'll go to Walmart. We'll go to Costco. Okay. So my phone number will be common for all the items, whatever I buy in Costco. Right? That is header information. Right? The Costco, the header, like, Costco logo, Costco company details, company, like, tax details. Okay. Other phone numbers. These are all like header, like, the data which is applicable for entire document. Right? So that is called as a header data. Okay, the data which is applicable for entire document will be called as a header data. Okay, so this header data will be controlled by sales document type. Okay, in a sales document, header data will be controlled by sales document. So if someone asks you what do you mean by header data, so you can say blindly. So the data which is applicable for entire document will be called as a header data. Okay, the best example what I can say here is customer numbers, PO numbers, PO date. Okay, we cannot have the single customer, individual customer for each and every material in a single document, right? But Costco so me name or me phone number, me customer ID will be common for all the materials in a single invoice, single billing, right? So that is called as a header data. So there will be not only these 3 fields, there will be a lot of data. Okay, there will be a lot of data, lot of other data, so many fields. Okay, there will be so many other fields also in header level. I'm just giving some example here. Okay, so this header data will be controlled by sales document type. Okay, in sales document structure, we have header data, item data, and schedule line data. Header data will be controlled by sales document type. Right? So any questions here in header level? Fine. So moving on to next level, item data. What do you mean by item data? The data which is specific to particular item. The data which is specific to particular item will be called as the item data. Okay, so material name or material number, whatever it is, both are same. In my words, so material name or material number both are same. Don't worry about, like, don't get confused. So material number or material name, it's a, like, name or number will be different for each and every item, right? And quantity. So for M1 material, I have quantity 1. For M2 material, my quantity will be different. For M3 material, the quantity I'm placing as 5. Right? So the same way, plant, I'll be delivering first material from plant 1, second material from plant 2, third material from plant 3. So that means what I'm trying to tell here is each and every item will have its own data. It is not mandatory that all the item data should be same. Okay, so shipping point. If I'm changing the plant, that means, like, we'll have the different plant, different shipping point also. It can have different shipping point. Right? Each and every item can be delivered from different shipping points. Price. Each and every item will have its own price. Like M1 is $100, M2 is $50. Okay, so M3 is like $25. Right? Discounts. Any data which is specific to particular item will be called as a item data. Right? So this item data in SAP, this item data will be in SAP will be controlled by, okay, this item data will be in SAP will be controlled by item category. Item category, just remember that. Item category. Item category. And so based on the item category, my item level data will be getting controlled. My item, like మన materials, మనం ఎప్పుడైతే సేల్స్ డాక్యుమెంట్స్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నామో, so my items will be controlled by item category. Okay, each and every transaction, like మనం inquiry create చేస్తున్నప్పుడు, I'll have different item category. Quotation create చేసినప్పుడు, I'll have different item category. Order create చేసినప్పుడు, so I'll have different item category. That means this item behavior will get changes based on the item category. Okay, so for example, చిన్న ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్తాను చూడండి. ఇక్కడ నాకు M1 మెటీరియల్ కు M1 మెటీరియల్ ఇండివిజువల్ కొంటే, okay, నాకు ఇట్స్ $100. Okay, if I'm buying this M1 material along with F5, M5, okay, M5 material cost is 500. If I'm buying M5 material, M1 material will become, like, I'll get it for $50 only, half of the price. So same customer, same material, but price is getting changed automatically. We cannot enter it manually. How it is behaving? The item behaving differently. That means we'll have different item category. Okay, this kind of scenarios we'll be discussing in future. I'm just giving an example. So the main intention is the item data in the sales document will be controlled by item category. It can be price, it can be quantity, it can be, like, any kind of behavior for the with respect to item. Completely it will be controlled by item category only. Header data will be controlled by sales document type. Item data will be controlled by item category. How it controls? That is the main question, right? How the sales document type will control the header data? How the item category will control the item data? That will be discussing. Like, we have to discuss, like, at least we need to have 1 or 2 classes for discussing the controlling elements. Right? There will be so many settings we need to discuss. We'll be discussing. We'll start now. Right? How the sales document type will control this header data. Okay, so what are the different settings we have? That also we'll be discussing here. Same way, item category. How the item data will be controlled by item category. What are the different settings? That also we'll be discussing. Right? Now coming to the schedule line data. What is schedule lines? Schedule lines always across the globe, across the, like, whatever is the project you're working. Schedule lines in the sense delivery dates and delivery quantity. Always remember that. Schedule lines ante delivery dates and delivery quantity are confirmed quantity. Okay, so delivery ki sambandhinchina dates gani, confirmed quantity gani, delivery quantity gani, so whatever it is, like, delivery related data will be called as a schedule line data. Okay, so this schedule line data, okay, always talks about the schedule lines and schedule lines. That means delivery dates and delivery quantity are confirmed quantity. Okay, so in one material we have one quantity which will be delivered on, let's say, which will be delivered on, let me put one more column here. Okay, so which can be delivered on, say, 5th of February. Okay, so M2 material. So there are two schedule lines. Let's assume that one material can be delivered on one date. Another material can be delivered on 10th of February. That means this second item is having multiple schedule lines. So one order, in order, like, we'll have multiple schedule lines. That means multiple delivery dates for the single item or multiple items. One item is getting delivered on one date, second item is getting delivered on another date, and third item is getting delivered on different date. Right? So always schedule lines means it always talks about delivery dates and the delivery quantity or confirmed quantity. This schedule lines, okay, so this schedule line data, okay, whatever the delivery dates, delivery quantity or confirmed quantity, these schedule lines will be, okay, controlled by schedule line category. Okay, the schedule line, okay, so these schedule lines will be controlled by schedule line category. Okay, so here if you see here, header data will be controlled by sales document type, item data will be controlled by item category, and schedule lines will be controlled by schedule line category. How it controls, we'll be discussing one by one. Schedule line category. Right, schedule line category. Okay, so we have sales document type, item category, schedule line category. One header contains multiple items. Okay, so manaku oka invoice తీసుకుంటే కాస్కోలో తీసుకున్న ఒక బిల్లింగ్ ఇన్వాయిస్ తీసుకుంటే సో దాంట్లో మీ ఐటమ్ మీ కస్టమర్ ఐడి కింద మల్టిపుల్ ఐటమ్స్ ఉండొచ్చు. Multiple items can be having multiple delivery dates or multiple like schedule lines, I can say. Schedule lines in the sense delivery dates and delivery quantity, right? Okay, so one header can have multiple items, one item can have multiple schedule lines. Okay, just remember this structure: header data, item data, schedule line data. Header data will be controlled by sales document type, item data will be controlled by item category, and schedule line data will be controlled by schedule line category. Just remember these things. Okay, any questions here in the sales document structure? So that like I can move on to controlling elements of sales document type. How the sales document type will be controlling the sales document header data, right? That we need to understand. So before moving into controlling elements, like if you have any questions, you can ask me. Try to understand the concept, and so it's very important. Well, ardham kalalante malli please ask me, like I'll try to clarify whatever the doubts you have. It's a very important anamata. So based on this only entire course will be depending, like whatever the topics which you'll be discussing further, right? It's very important to understand this structure. Any questions? Able to follow me, right?
Yeah, I think good. Yep.
Okay, so very good. So now, first we'll discuss about the sales document type. How the sales document type will control the header data, that will be discussed now. So let me get into SAP now. Okay, so sales document type controlling elements. The path will be SPRO, IMG. Then I'll go to sales and distribution, sales documents, sales document header, define sales document types. Here you can see all the sales documents, whatever we use in SAP. There are like, some sales documents will be created by the others also, like individuals. But so most of the sales document types will be discussing one by one. As of now, we have discussed inquiry, quotation, and order, right? So we'll see, like I'll have inquiry here, sales document type. I'm searching for sales document type. IN, yes, it is here. We have quotation here, and we have sales document type war also. See here, war. I'm selecting all three. I'll show you like difference between inquiry, quotation, and order also. Okay, see here. This is inquiry. So if you see here, there are so many controlling elements. There are so many fields here. So each and every field like controls the sales document header data. So whenever I'm creating the inquiry, there will be header level data, right? So that header level data will be controlled by this sales document type settings only. That means if I do some changes here, then my header data in the inquiry will get impacted. The same way, I'll go for next entry in quotation. If I do some changes here, that means my header level data in the quotation will get impacted. So if I go to war sales order, if I see here, The fields will be common. The values in the fields may get difference based on the sales document which you are using. If you understand the importance of this field, that is more than enough. No need to remember the values here. What is the importance of each and every field? If you understand that, that is more than enough. Right? So if I do some changes in the sales document type level of the OR, then my sales document header data in the OR will get impacted. How it will get impacted? What is the importance of each and every field? We need to understand. Right? We'll go one by one. If you get any doubts or if you got confused in between this, please let me know. I'll try to clarify. First setting, okay. First setting here is sales document category. It will be there everywhere. Like, you know, if I go to quotation, if I go to inquiries, everywhere you can find the sales document category here. Okay. So, but value, if you see the sales document category for inquiry, it is A. For quotation, it is B. For quotation, it is C. Right. So, sales fields might be same. If you know then, like, what is the importance of sales document category, that is more than enough. You'll be able to differentiate. Right. So, what is the importance of sales document category here? Sales document category, it specifies what type of sales document it is. So I'm talking like, you know, sales documents, right? Sales document, when I say sales documents, it can be inquiry, it can be quotation, it can be order, or it can be other sales documents also, which we'll be discussing in future. But how the system will understand, as a human being, we can differentiate, like, you know, what is the inquiry, what is quotation, what is the order. But how our application, our system will understand whether it is a sales document, whether it is a quotation, whether it is order. So it is based on this setting only. It is based on sales document category. System will differentiate whether it is a order, whether it is a quotation, whether it is a inquiry. If I see here for inquiry, it is A. That means, so whenever system finds the sales document category A, so okay, system understand that it is an inquiry. So we are going to create the inquiry. Okay. If it is B, then for quotation it will be B. If it is B, then system understands, okay, user is trying to create the quotation. Right? So if I go to war, okay, it says document category C. That means system understand that, okay, user is creating the order. It can be war, can be like, it is not required to be war always. We can create our own sales document also. I can create, like, you know, 4-digit alphanumeric, like MASK, like, you know, some XYZ, right? Right. So for that, if I keep A, then system understand that, okay, XYZ is a, like, you know, inquiry. If it is B, then system understand that it is a, like, quotation. If it is order, like, you know, if it is C, then system understand that it is order. Usually when you're working for the projects, right, we'll not use standard, these are all standard sales document type. We'll create our own sales document also. For example, let me show you. So don't do that, but I'm just giving you, like, you know, some information here. While creating, you can use the same thing, but I'm just trying to create. Let's say I'm going to create I'm going to duplicate OR here. I'll create like ZZ OR. So normally we use G whenever we're creating our own documents, right? So that we'll differentiate, like, whether it is a customized one or a standard one by using Z. Okay. So we will call it as ZZOR. Right. So here C is there. If I make it A, then system understand, okay, it is, like, you know, system understand that it is order. Sorry, it is inquiry. If I keep EC here, then only system understand that it's a order. GZ already existing, like, let's say you can create our own sales document like this. Okay, so you don't create when practicing. So, like, we can use the standard things. I just wanted to give, like, how we use in projects, right? Okay, so I'm selecting IN again, INQT. I'll just show you difference between these sales documents. Okay, so if I go here, so I was talking about the sales document category. If it is A, then system understand that, okay, it is inquiry. B means quotation. C means order. So we'll be discussing about the I without order without chas. Okay, so H returns, K trade memo, L debit memo. Okay, so we'll be discussing about remaining sales document category also in further sessions. Okay, so when you're practicing, right, when you keep on practicing, we can differentiate, like, you know, easily whether it is inquiry. Okay, so for example, you got an issue. Okay, so you don't know, you wanted to know, like, what type of document it is. Then what we'll do is we'll come here, we'll search for the particular document type, we'll see what is the document category. Then we'll understand, okay, user is trying to create a return order. User is create like free of charge order. User is trying to create a credit memo request or debit memo request or normal order. So by seeing this sales document category only, then we'll be able to we'll be able to find it out what type of sales document, because everywhere they'll not use IN, everywhere they'll not use quotation, QT, everywhere they'll not create WAR. They'll create their own sales documents also, right? They'll customize their own sales documents. Thereby creating their own sales, and they can customize the existing sales document. So we just wanted to understand what type of sales document. Then we'll come here, we'll check sales document category. Sales document category will be common everywhere. It can be like in any of this list. By seeing this, we can understand like what type of sales document it is. Then we'll get an idea. Okay, user is trying to create the order, so is getting the issue while creating the order, right? That is the importance of sales document category. Okay. So any questions here?
No.
Okay, very good. So now sales document block. So we can understand easily, right? What is the meaning of sales document block?
Yeah, meaning means whenever we are trying to, if we check the sales document block, when we are trying to when we are trying to create that the sales document, it will say like this cannot be
Created, right?
yeah,
Exactly.
cannot be created.
Okay, so if I try to keep the sales document, okay, so we already discussed that in last, like before the holidays.
Yeah.
So if I try to create the order, so system will say that order is blocked. Okay, so just like it is blocking at the header level. Let's see, it is not allowing me to get inside of the order also. That means like we are blocking at the header level, like top level only we are blocking. Like system is not allowing me to get inside of the order. So that is the reason I'm calling it as all the header level information or header level will be controlled by sales document, right? That is the importance of sales document. Okay, so don't if you change some values here, please reset it back. If you for example, if I keep this sales document block as if I keep this value here, I forgot to remove this. Then whenever whoever practicing, right, it will get impacted. So don't forget, if you're changing some values, set it back again.
Yeah.
Then indicator. Indicator is like subcategory of the sales document category. Okay, so subcategory. For example, I'll show you one sales document type called invoice correction request, and I'll show you the create memo also G2. So these things we'll be discussing in future. You'll have better understanding when you're discussing further. But I'll show you what is the importance of inquiry indicator here. So CR, right? CR nothing but create memo request. So CR is a sales document which you use for create memo. For create memo, the sales document category K, that means system understand that okay, user is trying to create the create memo. Okay, so that is fine now. So that is okay for me. If I go to invoice correction request, there is a sales document called RK. We use for invoice corrections. Whenever there is a corrections required in the invoice, then we use the sales document, which will be discussing further. For that also sales document category is K. But how the system will differentiate these two? For CR, credit memo also K. For invoice correction also K.
Yeah. By using
System need to understand that.
Yeah.
Right. In this case, we have the subcategory indicator. For RK, we use the indicator as D. Then system understands, okay, it is also kind of create memo only, but this belongs to invoice correction request. So that is the reason I'm calling it as a subcategory of the sales document category. Right. So just try to, anyway, we'll be discussing about the RK. Okay, then you'll have better understanding, but just remember this sales document category. Okay, and indicator is a subcategory of the sales document category. The best example what I can say for the indicator is invoice correction request. Okay, which will be understanding later, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so next one is so I'll go to war again. I'll go back to war. So settings will be common, the fields will be common, but settings inside that it get changes. If you understand the importance of that field, then it will be easy for you to remember this. Okay, so now we'll be discussing about the number ranges. Okay, remember, like whenever I try to save the sales order, we are getting the order like an order number automatically. Whenever I create the inquiry, I'll get the inquiry number, right? So for example, I'll show you one inquiry number. If I see here, I'll go to VA02. If I go to document flow, here we have inquiry number. So we have quotation, order, delivery, billing. Right. So if you see the inquiry number, it is starting with the 1. Quotation is starting with the 2. Like standard order, I want to start with the 3. So that I can understand easily that like 1 series numbers are inquiries, 2 series numbers are quotations, 3 series numbers are orders. How the system is generating these number ranges? User has to define that number ranges, right? For inquiry, I need to have the number range start with the 3 only. For quotation, I want to have the number range start with the 2. For inquiry, I want to start the number ranges 1. So that will be controlled from this number ranges settings here. If here we can see internal number ranges, external number ranges. So we already know the importance of internal number ranges. Internal number ranges nothing but a system generated numbers. Whenever I save the document, system generates the number. If I want to have the external number, that means my business requirement is I wanted to create the sales order with the user defined number ranges. That means I don't want to have the internal number ranges assigned for the sales order. In that case, what I can do is we'll remove this number 01 here. That means internal number ranges will not be considered now. That means whenever I'm creating the sales order, user need to be entered the order number manually. Let me try to create the order now. I'm going to create the order. Let's see. But the first thing we need to do is need to enter the order number mandatory now. Without entering the order number, right? System will not allow you to save the order. You need to enter the order number here. Okay, what number we need to give here? Can you know anyone have to tell me like what number I need to give? Do you know?
That basically, right, we need to check the old number, and then we need to.
No, I don't know the old number. I don't know like how to check the old number then.
Okay, then in that case, like we have to enter random number.
Random number. How this is it?
Yeah.
Like is it recommended to give the random number?
It is not recommended, but we don't know, right? What is the exact
so
previous
SAP
number?
like SAP gives you need to consider all those points, right?
Yeah.
So that is the reason like we have the number range concept here, which is assigned 02. What is 02? Before it was 01. What is 01? We need to understand that, right? So if I'll show you like where do we have these number ranges are defined. Okay, so that means so I'll go to SPRO. I'll go to sales and distribution. Sales documents. So if I go to sales document header, if I see here, somewhere I can see the number ranges. Yes.
The third one.
Different number ranges for sales documents, right? If I see here, we'll have all the number ranges, this unique number. See here. So 02, 01. That means 01 is a internal number range. 02 is a external number range. How do you know that like whether it is internal number range or external number range? Because if
Based
we see
on
here,
this one, yeah.
external checkbox, right? If it is not activated, that means so whenever I create the order, so system generates the number between this range. The current number is 19080.
Right.
That is the last number which is generated. That is the status. If I save the next, if I save the order, next number will be 81.
Yeah.
Right. So that is internal number range. If it is 02, that means like if I remove the 01 here, I want to give the external number range for the order. So that means we need to enter the number between this range only, between 5 lakhs to 5 all zeros to 5 all nines.
Yeah, right,
between this range, you need to give. If I try to enter any random number, for example, like I try to
2 or 3.
Okay, if I try to enter some random number, system will not accept.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, number has to be entered between this range.
Yeah.
Clear. So because we have the number range is defined, 02 is assigned for our sales document. See here, 02 is assigned for my sales document type war. What is 02? 02 is this is a number range. Okay, which is external number range. Right. So we need to enter the range, number range between these two. Then only system will allow you to enter the number or allow you to save the order. Okay, so one more question here is, let's see, the checkbox is enabled here. Here in above, the external checkbox is not enabled. That means I can change I can make it as internal number now, but it is not active here and above. Why? Because the number is already in use.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Okay. You see here it is not used yet. It is 0. That means you can switch off and switch on like any time.
Right, right. Yeah.
Okay, until unless it is not, that is fine. If it is ఒకసారి మనం యూజ్ చేసిన తర్వాత ఏదైనా నంబర్ రేంజ్ యూజ్ ఉన్న తర్వాత ఇది డియాక్టివేట్ అయిపోతుంది. That is the intention.
Got it.
Okay, so సరే చూడండి మీరు కూడా తర్వాత. So in one of you like
Yeah.
when you are practicing, right, like you'll come to know many things when you're practicing. So I mean it's very interesting basically sometimes, right? If you understand the concept, it's very interesting. If you don't understand, it will be very boring. Yeah. Okay, so these are importance of internal number range and external number range, how it works. Okay, internal number ranges are like internally system generated numbers. External number ranges nothing but a user specific number ranges. User can enter the number ranges manually when you're creating, when he's creating the sales order, or it is applicable for any document. Like if I go to quotation, okay, if I go to quotation, we have 05 and 02. If I go to inquiry, we have 03 and 04. Okay, so number ranges are, so maybe the ranges might be different, but number ranges need to be given. Right. That is the importance of number ranges. Right. Let me go to order. Item number increment. So item number increment, like we already discussed about this also. Whenever I create the sales order, it can be any sales document. Like whenever, like I'm talking about all the sales documents. The settings will be same. Okay, so whenever I'm creating the sales order, the item number is coming as 10. Right, so 10. Why 10 is coming automatically? That item number is coming automatically because of item number increment 10. If I enter the second item,
it will be 20.
Yeah, exactly. So there will be number increment, like number increment will be getting 20 here.
Okay.
Right. So why we have this gap, or why we need to have these intervals between one item to another item? Because like after a few days, customer will come and they'll ask, sir, I wanted to have I wanted to add one more number after like which is related to Safari. Let's say I wanted to order like some extra item, or I wanted to order some seat covers and all, which is specific to 10th item. In this case, user what he'll do is he'll enter the 11th item, he'll enter the item here, relevant item, so that it will go and seats after the 10.
Oh, got it.
If we don't have the gap between one item to another item, so it is very difficult for us. We need to cancel the order and we need to create the another order, right? Instead of that, like we'll have some equal intervals between one item to another.
Okay.
That is the importance of, that is the business process here.
Okay.
Okay, so next one is sub-item increment. Sub-item increment. So sub-item increment is like, so you might have heard about BOM materials, bill of materials.
Yeah, bill of materials. Yeah.
So BOM. So BOM is nothing but a bill of materials. So the concept of BOM we'll be discussing in detail in future, but I'll just give you overview. Let's say we have a computer. Computer is the header item, or it will be called as a so will be called as a BOM item. Computer, right?
Yeah.
So it will be called as a BOM item. Why it is called as a BOM item? BOM
It's
item.
a configurable item.
Exactly. That means computer consists of CPU,
Yeah,
monitor,
keyboard, mouse, monitor.
exactly. So monitor, keyboard, right. So there will be so many items. So here it is a header item. Computer is a header item. That means whenever I'm placing the order for computer, automatically we'll be having this CPU, monitor, keyboard. That means all the sub items will be forming as a, like will become as a main item. All the sub items inclusive like CPU, monitor, keyboard will become as a computer. It's a structured material. Okay, so the moment once I place the order, okay, so all the sub items will be displayed in the order also. Okay, so when I'm placing the order for computer one, so automatically one CPU, one keyboard, one monitor, then we'll have speakers,
Right. Mouse.
Yeah, speakers. Two. Automatically these sub items will be displayed.
Yeah.
Okay, this is called as a header item. These components will be called as the sub items. Computer will become 10, item number 10. So CPUs will be incremented, like sub items will be incremented with the 1, 11, 12, 13,
Right.
13, 14. So why it is incrementing with that one? Because of this sub item increment. Right? If I keep 5 here, sub items also will become as a increment of 5.
Right.
Like 10, 15, 20 something. right? All these sub items are, so this is a header item, these sub items. So sub item increment is controlling by this field. Right. Anyway, we'll be discussing about the BOM materials in detail in future in further sessions. We have separate class for that. Okay. So that is the importance of sub item increment. Okay. So any questions here in this section, number ranges section?
Good. Yeah, good.
Okay. So next one is reference mandate. Reference mandate. So actually, I'm trying to create the order directly. So it's a standalone order. I'm able to create the standalone order now. Okay. So without reference to anything, I'll be able to create the order. My business requirement is without quotation, I don't want to create the order. That is my business requirement. My client requirement is my client is giving the requirement that always whenever I'm trying to create the order, it should be created with reference to quotation. That is my client requirement.
Right.
So for that, we have option here. So reference mandatory field. So
Yeah.
in order, I'm coming to order here, or here reference mandatory.
Check mark.
So here, so reference with the reference, create with reference to a quotation, right? Enter this, save it. Okay, so whenever I try to create the order, like VA01, so system will ask you to enter the quotation.
Right.
Right. That means without quotation, system will not allow you to create the order. Right. So, so this is how it works for the reference mandatory. Now my client requirement is I wanted to create the quotation. I want to create the quotation always with reference to inquiry. So what we need to do now?
The same setting like in B, we have to put the reference mandatory inquiry.
Which sales document we need to keep?
In the quotation.
Very good. Excellent. Excellent. Super. So I'll go to QT. Here reference mandatory, right? So here we need to keep the reference with reference to
inquiry.
Yeah, inquiry. Yeah. Okay. So that is the how it works. Okay. Next, check division. I'll go to our check division. So what happens is like division basically it is belongs to item, right? Particular item metal master data will be maintaining the division. Okay. So while creating the sales order, let's say let me close all the screens. While creating the sales order, so we have the division. So this division comes under header level. Okay. So whenever I'm creating the order, the material division. So in the item level also will have one division. That means so all the item related data will be called as item data. Like material level data will be called as item data. So in material create చేసినప్పుడు అక్కడ కూడా మనకు division ఉంటుంది. Okay. So whenever there is a difference between this header division and the item division, that means the division which is from material master data, if there is any difference, then how we are going to control? That will be controlled from this field. Check division. Check the division if there is any differences. If there is any differences between header division and item division, system will you want to give dialog or error message. That means warning message or error message. That means if I keep here, so if the header level division and item level division, if there is any difference, system will throw you error message. When I say error, it is a hard error, stop error, like an hard stop. System will not allow you to get into, or your system will not allow you to save the any sales document. If there is any differences between header division and item division.
Oh, that means it should be same.
So I mean, it client requirement, right? So it can be different also, but my business requirement is system should not allow. Then we can use this.
Okay. Just error message or otherwise just a warning
message. Or I don't want to see anything like I'll keep it as
okay. It can be, but just a warning message or error message.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah. Got it.
Fine. So there is a like importance of check division. Okay. Next, item division. If I activate the checkbox, what will happen is system will give the first preference for the division which is there in the material master data. Always division will be copied from material master data. System will ignore the header division. Okay. So in that case, manaki ee field to importance ఉండదు అన్నమాట. So if I activate the checkbox, that means division will be proposed always from material master data. Right. That is the importance of that. Then read info record. So do you remember, like we have discussed about the customer material information record? It is a kind of master data, right?
Right. Yeah.
So gurtundandi evarkana? So any one of you know about the customer material information record? What is the importance of that? We had like lengthy discussion on that also, before the holidays. What is customer material information record? Any one of you? గుర్తుందండి? మనం చాలా సార్లు డిస్కస్ చేసాం అనుకుంటా. What is customer material? Yeah, go ahead, please.
Basically, just whenever we are trying to enter the customer the information, it is going to read that record. That's what my assumption is basically.
Not assumption, like, so I mean మన ఒక స్పెసిఫిక్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ ఉందండి దీనికి, అంటే స్పెసిఫిక్ కాన్సెప్ట్ మనం డిస్కస్ చేసాం లాస్ట్ సెషన్స్ లో. సో it has very good function. It's a functionality అన్నమాట.
Okay.
So in SAP we have functionality called customer material information record. So I think if I tell that,
sure.
I think we'll be able to remember that. Okay, let me recall that. So customer material information record is like customer specific name for the material, right? Okay, so whenever like customer wanted to create the order with his own name, different like different customers will call the materials with the different names, right? Okay, so manaku last time గుర్తుందో లేదో, మనము సఫారీని కాకుండా మన కస్టమర్ డిఫరెంట్ నేమ్ తో కాల్ చేస్తాడు.
Okay.
So in that case we'll maintain as a record, like for Sudhakar, Safari is like it's a SUV, Tata SUV, right? So the moment once I enter the Tata SUV, system will automatically determine the original material name.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes. Yeah.
So for example, Tata SUV, I'm entering the Tata SUV here, so automatically determines the
Material.
original material name. Like this, like different customers will have different names, so we'll maintain as a record.
Right.
Okay, for me it is Tata SUV, for you it will be different name. So for you the name will be maintained as a master data. So the moment, like whenever I'm entering the customer material name, automatically determines the original material for the particular sales order, right? So that will be controlled from this field. Okay, if we activate, then only it will read. If I don't activate the checkbox, system will not read the customer material information record. Okay, so if I try to create the order now, if I try to enter the customer specific name, system will not determine the.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it is blank.
Right.
Right. So that is
based on this one. Okay.
Exactly. So this is a controlling element.
Okay.
Okay. So next one is check purchase order number. Okay. So let's say I'm creating the order now. Okay. So if I enter the P1 number, I'm getting a warning message. Purchase order number is already existing with this order number. 19077 is use the same P1 number. It's a warning message, like that means system is warning you that okay, so we have already used the same purchase order number, still you want to continue. So if you want to continue, then press enter. It's a warning message. Okay, that means like we are trying to avoid the duplication of the P1 numbers. Usually normal business process ela untundante, every order will have its own purchase order number, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so just to achieve that functionality, we'll have this warning message. We can convert this warning to error message also. That means hard error, like system will not allow you to save the order if the purchase order number is same.
Yeah, can you please show that again? Sorry.
Actually that is technically, so we need to do some changes for that, like we'll see that later. But
no, just now you showed me that error message, right? So
okay,
I just wanted to see how it is produced.
At conversion anukunna, fine.
Yeah.
Warning message. Yeah, I'll show you that.
Oh, we are using the same number. Same
number.
Test
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So
generally we should not.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is the reason we are getting this. Okay. So my requirement is, so I don't want to allow any customer to use the same P1 number every time. Like,
right.
So
Correct.
every order whatever we are getting should be having its own. It's like in separate P1 number.
Should be always unique
number. So then we can use this field and we can control that. Okay.
Okay.
So check P1 number. If I keep blank, then that means system will allow you
to create a multiple duplicate numbers.
Yeah. So system will not give warning message also.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So that is the importance of P1 number. So next one is check credit limit, credit group. So these two fields belongs to credit management. So when I say credit management, that means like So different customer will have multiple customers, many customers in a company, right? So each and every customer will have certain limit for the credit. Okay, credit limits they'll have, right? The same way how we have the credit cards. My credit card credit limit is like based on my purchase history or credit history. So my credit limit is only $5,000. For you, it will be like $10,000. For others, it will be $25,000, right? So the credit limit may get changes based on the customer's credit history, right? So
Right.
so that credit management, like there is a separate concept called credit management. That means how we are going to manage the credit for the customers, credit limit for the customers. So that will be discussing in the credit management. So the relevant settings we have in the sales document type. Okay, credit check credit limit, credit group. So these two fields will be discussing in the credit management topic. As of now, just try to understand these two fields will be used for the credit management. Okay, we'll have like separate session for the credit management. The same way for output application also. So whenever we want to send the business documents, like whenever I save the sales document, I want to send the order confirmation, delivery note, shipment notice, notification, or invoice copy to the your mail ID, or to I want to send through fax, like I want to send through messages, right? So these are all called as business documents. So business documents will be sent to the customers based on the output applications. Okay, output determination. How the output will be generated in SAP, that will be discussing in the next classes. We have
Output determination, right?
exactly, output determination will be discussing.
Right.
Okay, so here we can see the setting, enter P1 number, enter P1 number. That means like my business requirement is always to enter the P1 number. If you don't enter the P1 number, system should show you error message saying that like P1 number is missing. Okay, so that is a business trick. Okay, so enter P1 number. If you activate the checkbox, P1 number will become as a mandatory. Without entering the P1 number, system will not allow you to save the order.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, that is importance of this field. So commit date, like we don't use for sales processes, like we don't require it, and we never used it. And the display pre-documents also, like you can explore it, like normally like we don't use these two fields. Don't worry about, like whatever we know or whatever we require, those fields will be discussing mainly here.
Right.
Yeah, so screen sequence group, right? So which will be used for technical purpose. Which screen need to be displayed, like
Order. Order.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Right.
which tab need to be displayed. So basically, as a functional side, we don't use this thing like screen sequence group, display range, functional overview screen. These things will be used by the technical team for displaying, or like in which order these tabs need to be displayed. So that will be discussed. That will be taken care of by the technical team. We don't require this. Incompletion procedure. So we remember, like whenever we save any sales document, we'll check the incompletion log, right? Incompletion log.
Oh, yes.
So, okay, so that will be controlled from here. So 11 it is here. That means, so if you're missing some fields, like what level you can proceed further, we'll be able to do the delivery or not. We'll be able to save the delivery or not. We'll be able to do the PG or not. Like till what level we'll be able to proceed further. So that will be discussed in the incompletion procedure topic. Okay, mainly incompletion logs will be controlled from these fields only. But there is a separate process we need to understand for the incompletion logs. Right. So these are like not required. Document pricing process, which is very, very important for the functions,
Pricing.
right? So
Pricing configuration, correct?
exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
So by default, the value is here. Okay, which is very, very important to remember. So document pricing procedure will be used for the pricing procedure determination. Okay. So we'll be discussing about this field again in the pricing procedure concept. Okay. As of now, just remember that.
Yeah.
So if someone will ask you, like, where do you maintain the document pricing procedure? We should remember that document pricing procedure will be maintained in the sales document type settings. Okay.
Right.
Just remember that. That is more than enough as of now.
Right.
Okay. If even whenever ask you, like, where do you find the document pricing procedure? That means you should tell that document pricing procedure will be used in sales document type settings. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So remaining fields are not required in this section. So only important, very important field for us is document pricing procedure and incompletion procedure. Right.
Right.
That is schedule lines also we don't require. So schedule line. So these are all like agreement related. So we don't require as of now. And shipping, which is very important here. Okay. In delivery type LF. So do you remember, like whenever I create the inquiry, I'll enter the sales document type as IN. Right? I'm entering the sales document type as IN manually. Whenever I create the sales order, VA01, I'm entering, like sales document type OR. Whenever I create the quotation, I'm entering the sales document type is QT, but whenever I'm creating the delivery document VL01N, I'm just entering the order number. I'm not entering this document type here. But how the system will consider the document type? So it will be considered from this setting. That means whenever I'm creating the sales order, the sales document type OR, my delivery document type will be by default, it will be LF. My delivery document type will be LF. That means system will take the automatically LF as a default delivery document type. Okay. So this is about the delivery document. So like how we have sales document types, the same way we'll have the delivery document types also. Okay. For order, by default document type is LF. LF means it's outbound delivery, regular delivery. Whenever I'm creating the normal order, system automatically creates the or considers the normal outbound delivery. So when I say outbound delivery, that means goods are going out of our plant.
Right.
So it will be called as outbound delivery. Right. So next one is immediate delivery. Okay, so there are some scenarios where delivery will happen automatically. That means whenever I save the order, automatically delivery will be created. Okay, so for example, cash sales and rush order. In cash sales, so the moment once I save the cash sales order, automatically delivery will be created because of this setting. So here you can see create delivery automatically, create delivery automatically immediately. That means the moment once you save the order, delivery will be created automatically. So I'll show you the setting for that setting also. For example, CS, which we use for cash sales. We'll be discussing again this, how cash sales will work. So if you see here CS, sorry. Yeah, here it is. See here, immediate delivery is X.
Right.
So X means create delivery immediately.
Right. If quantity confirmed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So delivery will be created automatically. The moment once we save the order, no need to create the delivery manually. Okay, it will create automatically. Okay, so that is the importance of immediate delivery. So next one is
అంటే మనకి క్యాషియల్స్ లో ఇమిడియట్ డెలివరీ అన్నప్పుడు కన్ఫర్మ్డ్ క్వాంటిటీ సపోజ్ లెట్స్ సే ఒక 5 మెటీరియల్స్ ఇచ్చాం అనుకోండి,
ఓకే
ఓన్లీ 3నే పిక్డ్ అయినాయి అనుకోండి. సో 2 బ్యాలెన్స్ ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి అది క్రియేట్ అవ్వదు కదా డెలివరీ.
అవదండి, మొత్తం క్వాంటిటీ కన్ఫర్మ్ అయితే
అదే కన్ఫర్మ్ అయితేనే అవుతుంది, లేకపోతే
అవును ఎగ్జాక్ట్ గా అవును.
ఓకే ఓకే గాట్ ఇట్.
Okay. So next one is delivery block. How the sales document block will work, like block at the header level. The same way delivery block. Okay, block will like at the delivery document level. Okay, so మనం ఈ బ్లాక్ డెలివరీ బ్లాక్ ఇక్కడ ఉందనుకోండి, సో విల్ నాట్ బి ఏబుల్ టు క్రియేట్ ది డెలివరీ ఫర్ ది పర్టికులర్ ఆర్డర్. సో కంప్లీట్ డెలివరీ విల్ బి బ్లాక్. సో మేబీ దెర్ విల్ బి సో మెనీ రీజన్స్ బేసికల్ గా ఏంటంటే క్రెడిట్ లిమిట్ ఎక్సైడ్ అయినప్పుడు కానీ లేదంటే సో విల్ ద డెలివరీ విల్ బ్లాక్ అంటే కస్టమర్ క్రెడిట్ లిమిట్ ఎక్సీడ్ అయ్యాడు, సో కంపెనీ డోంట్ వాంట్ టు మేక్ ది డెలివరీ ఫర్ ది పర్టికులర్ కస్టమర్, దెన్ దిస్ ఫీల్ విల్ బి యూజ్డ్, డెలివరీ బ్లాక్ విల్ బి యూజ్డ్.
జనరల్ గా రిక్వైర్మెంట్ అలాగా వస్తూ ఉంటాయి మనకి.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ.
ఓకే.
సో డెలివరీ మనం ఎలా బ్లాక్ రిమూవ్ చేయాలనేది దట్ ఈస్ డిఫరెంట్ టాపిక్ అగైన్, బట్ జస్ట్ రిమెంబర్ దట్ టు బ్లాక్ ది డెలివరీ సో విల్ యూజ్ ది డెలివరీ బ్లాక్. సో మనకి హెడర్ లెవెల్ ఉంది అంటే విల్ నాట్ బి ఏబుల్ టు మేక్ ది డెలివరీ ఫర్ ఎనీ ఐటమ్ ఇన్ ది ఆర్డర్. ఎంటైర్ డాక్యుమెంట్ విల్ బి బ్లాక్. ఐటమ్ లెవెల్ లో బ్లాక్ కూడా ఉంటుంది, సో దట్ విల్ బి డిస్కస్. అంటే ఓన్లీ పర్టికులర్ ఐటమ్ కూడా బ్లాక్ చేయొచ్చు, దట్ ఈస్ కమ్స్ అండర్ ఐటమ్ లెవెల్. But we are discussing about the header level settings, right? Yeah. So complete document will be blocked here,
right,
if I use this setting, right? So next one is shipping conditions. Okay, so it's my favorite setting actually. So actually it's all of you, like I'll give as an assignment. Okay, so we have shipping conditions. Basically ga manaku gurtundo ledo, shipping conditions anedi shipping point determination lo vartam, that we have discussed when you're creating the order. How the shipping point will be determined is based on the shipping conditions, like loading group and delivering plant. I mean, we have discussed like many times about this combination. Okay, so shipping conditions basically will take from the customer master data. Okay, kakapothe ikkada shipping conditions ikkada kuda unnai. So what is the importance of shipping conditions which is there in the sales document type set? Okay, the question anamata. So andaru koncham R&D cheyandi. So it has very good functionality. So you can search in Google also, like what is the difference between shipping conditions which are maintained in the customer master data level as well as in sales document type level. Okay, you can search it in Google, like it will get the answer. It has very good functionality. Meeku shipping point determination concept meeku ardhamaithe, it will be like you can easily understand this concept also. కాకపోతే మీరు కొంచెం R&D చేయండి, ఇట్ విల్ బి యూస్ఫుల్ ఫర్ యూ.
Right.
ఓకే, సో నెక్స్ట్ బిల్లింగ్ సెక్షన్కి వస్తున్నాను. ఇక్కడ సో డెలివరీ రిలేటెడ్ బిల్లింగ్ డాక్యుమెంట్ టైప్. సో మనం ఏంటంటే మనం ఎప్పుడైతే బిల్లింగ్ డాక్యుమెంట్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నామో విత్ రెఫరెన్స్ టు డెలివరీ, బై డిఫాల్ట్ సిస్టమ్ is taking the F2 as a billing document type. How LF is delivery document type. That means whenever I'm creating the order with the sales document type OR, okay, my default delivery document type is LF. The same way, my default billing document type will be F2. Okay, my billing document type is F2. How we have the sales document type for inquiry IN, for quotation is QT, for order is OR, for delivery is LF, which is assigned here. The same way for billing document type here is delivery billing document type is F2. Right, so system will create the F2 billing document whenever you're creating the order automatically. System will considers the F2 as a billing document type. Okay, so whenever you create the right. Okay, so order related billing type, normally it will be F1, like it can be F1 also. But what is the importance of order related billing, that we'll understand later. As of now, we are getting the delivery related billing document. Okay, right. So that is. Next one is intercompany billing document. What is intercompany billing? Why we create the intercompany billing document? So that we'll understand that. Okay, billing document type for the intercompany is I. Just remember this one.
Right.
Okay, next billing block is like if you want to block the billing, entire billing document, అంటే ఎన్ని ఐటమ్స్ ఉంటే అన్నిటికీ బిల్లింగ్ బ్లాక్ చేస్తాం ఒక్కోసారి. సో there are some certain scenarios which we'll be discussing for the credit memos and debit memos. So entire billing document will be blocked. So if you want to block the entire billing, then we use the billing block. How we have the sales document block and delivery block, right? The same way we have the billing block also. Okay, so these are importance of these three are very important here. Checking group here, which will be used for available check and transfer of requirements. అంటే మన order lo ఎంత quantity order చేసాము. So there are some calculations will happen when this material can be delivered to the customer. So what is the incoming stock, what is the outgoing stock, what is the current stock, if there is any open orders or deliveries are already planned for the particular customers, how the quantity will be confirmed to the particular customer, right? So that will be discussed in available check. How the checking group will be used in available check, that will be discussing later. Okay, so lead time days. Okay, proposed delivery date, like if I activate the proposed delivery date, right? So that means current date will be given as a default delivery date. Okay, so manam delivery create chesinapu system will take the current date as a proposed delivery date, but we can change it later after the available check. Okay, so these are the main settings which we need to remember for the sales document type settings. Okay, so very important. మనం ఇంకా ఇంతకన్నా ఎక్కువ అవసరం లేదు. So whatever we have discussed about the fields, right, like whatever the fields we have discussed now, those fields are more than enough for like better understanding. Like we have covered almost, right? So if you are able to understand that, that is more than enough. Okay, this sales document type settings we'll be discussing till end of the course. Okay, it is somewhere other way, like we'll be discussing about one field, like certain fields here. Right. So this is about the sales document type settings. Next will be item category. Okay, so how the item category will control the item data, right? So that will be discussed in next class. Okay, so tomorrow session we'll discuss about the item category and scheduling category. Okay. And one more thing is sales document type, right? So sales document type, we saw the path here, like how to reach this place. Okay, so instead of using that path, right, like we can use the transaction code also. We use the transaction code called VOV8. Okay, so VOV8 is the transaction code.
VOV8.
Exactly, VOV8 is a transaction code which we use for the sales document type settings. VOV8. Right, so instead of following this path, right, we go to VOV8 transaction code. You can go to the screen directly.
Yeah.
Right, so we are in sales document type settings. Right. Fine. So any questions, anyone of you? So that's it for this today's session. Like tomorrow we'll have the we'll try to complete the sales document structures tomorrow. So from like after that we'll start discussing about the different scenarios.
Right. I think I'm good.
Yeah. Any questions, anyone of you, any doubts?
Sudhakar garu, one question అండి. Partial delivery is also possible kadandi. Ante usually if ఎక్కడ మెయింటైన్ చేస్తారు? పార్షియల్ డెలివరీస్ ఇవ్వచ్చండి. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇఫ్ ఐ గో టు ఏ ఫర్నిచర్ షాప్ అండి. ఐ హావ్ ఆర్డర్డ్ 2 ఐటెమ్స్. వన్ ఈస్ డైనింగ్ టేబుల్ అండ్ అనదర్ వన్ ఈస్ కౌచ్.
Yeah.
So for example, dining table is available. He will say that, are you okay if we deliver first dining table? Later, whenever that couch is available, we'll do the delivery for that. So that comes under partial delivery,
పార్షియల్
right?
డెలివరీస్ అవైలబుల్ అండి. కస్టమర్ మాస్టర్ డేటాలోకి వెళ్తే మీకు అక్కడ సేల్స్ డేటాలో షిప్పింగ్ ట్యాబ్ అని ఉంటుంది కదా, అక్కడ పార్షియల్ డెలివరీస్ ఆప్షన్ ఉంటుంది. అది సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకుంటే మనకి పార్షియల్ డెలివరీస్ కూడా చేయొచ్చు.
అది
So,
కస్టమర్ మాస్టర్ లెవెల్ సెట్టింగ్,
అవునండి, ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ.
not the
Yeah.
this issue type.
Yeah, so we can do partial deliveries. Yeah, we have that concept also. And then, hello, మీరు మ్యూట్ లో ఉన్నారండి. Speak question.
yes అండి. ఒకసారి చూపిస్తారా అది కస్టమర్ మాస్టర్ లో ఎక్కడ పార్షియల్ డెలివరీస్?
మీరు చూడండి ఒకసారి, మీరు సేల్స్ డేటాకి వెళ్తే అక్కడ సెట్టింగ్ ఉంటుంది. ఒక నిమిషం చూపిస్తాను. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, కంప్లీట్ డెలివరీ రిక్వైర్డా లేదంటే పార్షియల్ డెలివరీ పర్ ఐటమ్. సో మాక్సిమం పార్షియల్ డెలివరీస్ ఎన్ని కావాలని చెప్పేసి ఇక్కడ ఇవ్వచ్చు. ఓకే అండి.
ఓకే అండి, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Right, thank you so much, Andy.
థ్యాంక్ యూ. బై బై.
Bye.